So, I've finally watched Arcane. Arcane was one of those shows that really interested me back in 21. Unfortunately, I only watched like an episode or two before I completely forgot about the show because it was a very busy year. Until 2 days ago when I finally said, you know what? What's going on with this Arcane show? Why does everyone love it so much? Is it really that good? And let me tell you something. Yeah, it is that good, okay? So firstly, before I even talk about this, I'm going to say it right now. If you haven't watched it yet, do yourself a favor, go get a Netflix subscription, just for the month. Sit down for a day or two and just binge it. There's 9 episodes, each episode's about 40 minutes long. Work that out, 40 times 9, you do the math, I can't be arsed. But it really isn't that much time, compared to a lot of shows these days like Walking Dead where you had to watch like 20 episodes for the whole season. Like, get the fuck out of here, we don't want to watch all that. 9 episodes is pretty much the perfect length for these short seasons, and I love it. But it's even better when the actual show itself is one of the best shows you can ever watch. I'm going to stick by that. This is one of the best shows ever made. Dramatic, Oscar bait, whatever you want to call it, BAFTA bait, whatever. I don't care. This show deserves all the fucking awards imaginable for voice acting, cinematography, but it fucking deserves all of it. Let's get into it. So, really quick, some background on me. League of Legends. I ain't got a fucking clue what that is, okay? I know it's a game, and I know it's one of those games that loads of streamers play and they get really mad at and they smash the fucking table just for some views. I get it. YouTube, you gotta smash stuff to get views. I get it, it's YouTube, but it's also League of Legends. I have no fucking idea what anything that's in that game. I don't understand it, okay? None of it. I don't get the characters, don't get the lore, don't get the art style, don't get any of it. So if you're like me and you've never played League of Legends, good on you, by the way. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm not going to do it. You shouldn't do it. I don't think anyone should do it, okay? Even League of Legends players, the guys that have got like 1,000 hours in it, say don't play it. Let's not play it. But if you're like me, you can still watch Arcane, and you do yourself a favor. So yeah, if you need that confirmed for you, there you go. Do it. Go watch it. Now, fuck me. Forget my viewership. Forget my watch time. Just go watch it. Do yourself a favor. Anyway, seriously, let's get on with it. The first thing I want to talk about, and it will catch your eye straight away, is the art style and the animation and how good it looks. They did some actual phenomenal, like, honestly, kind of industry, like trend-setting stuff here. I don't know much about animation, but if going off my gut feeling, the stuff that you're seeing right now on screen, right there, wherever you're seeing it, it's top level stuff, like the best of the best stuff that you can get animation wise, because I was blown away every second of this show. I mean, there's so many creative choices here. Like, this is animation. You don't need to have like super shaky camera. You don't have to have you don't have to play with focus or anything like that when it comes to animation, but it's still here. It's a creative choice. And those little things really stand out in animation shows specifically because it shows how much care has actually been put into the show. And yeah, if you didn't know, it took them 5 years to make this show. 5 years. 5 years, man. That's a lot of time. That's half a decade, man. If you think about that, it's a lot of time to put into one show. But it really does show. It absolutely shows. Like, the facial features when it comes to the characters, like specifically in episode 3 with Powder's character. If you haven't watched it yet, Powder is like one of the main characters of the show. I'm not going to say any more than that because it's very interesting. But there's this moment in that episode which I'm going to try and not spoil, where the animation kind of just shifts and it becomes less about everything around it and more about the character's face. Like, it's like a proper like close-up of the face, and it just looks scarily realistic, man. It still keeps the same art style naturally, but like the way they animated it, like the pause and like the way the face just moves, like these little tiny details. It's fucking amazing what they managed to do, man. This is a wall. That's what I'm leaning on. I'm not magical. Oh, fuck me. But the art style straight away, like it's the first thing you're gonna pick up straight away when you put on the show, because you know it's a visual style, it's a visual art. But yeah, I can't praise it enough. The only kind of animation projects that I've watched that is kind of on the same level for me is the Spider-Man films, the Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse, because their animation styles are absolutely incredible as well. Very different styles, but they're both doing like top of the level stuff. The only other one that comes to mind is Puss in Boots, but I haven't watched the new Puss in Boots yet. I've only seen the trailer, and even the trailer, that art style looks great as well. But the point is, the art style is really fucking good. Okay, let's move on. Number 2, character. I know, character. It's 2023 and someone's made a show that actually has character in it. That's phenomenal, right? That's the second thing you're gonna notice. At least that's what I noticed straight away, is the character work. The characters in the show, specifically, well, I guess let's blend characters and writing into the same one. The writing of the show, but the characters themselves, the character work, the character development, the way they act, it's so consistent. It's so fucking consistent when it does. How do I put this? It's consistent for the characters that are consistent, but it's also consistent for the characters that are not consistent. It's a very weird blend, and they did it incredibly fucking well. Incredibly well. I just don't understand it. I just don't understand how they wrote it so incredibly well. In 9 episodes as well, man. It put so many shows to shame. The character work is truly, like, I can't praise it enough. I cannot praise it enough. The best way to describe it without taking too much of your time is the final scene of the show. The final scene, well, I mean, it's blended in between a bunch of different characters, but the final scene has the villain. I don't even want to call that person a villain, to be honest. By the end of the show, it did not feel like a villain. But the villain is the person that I felt the most empathy for, and somehow became the character I kind of latched onto, which is not a good thing for me specifically. Like, that probably says more about me than it does about anything else, but it was the character that I latched onto towards the end, because the work they did with it was so pinpoint, so precise, with how they delivered those final lines, those final character moments to set in motion for the season 2. It's flawless. It's fucking flawless. I cannot think of a flaw with it. Like that entire final, like, 10-15 minutes where everything comes together, every plot point, every character, every every piece of setup that was in the season throughout the whole season just gets paid off in those final 10-15 minutes, and it is just perfect. It's just perfect. That's all I'll say on it. I mean, literally, what I'm doing with this video is trying to sell people on this show that haven't watched it. Because I was one of those people when it won best like video game adaptation or something at the Game Awards or something like that over Cyberpunk Edge Runners. I was one of those people like, really? Arcane? Seriously? Why? Didn't make any sense. And now I know why. So I'm trying to convince people to go onto it, okay? But outside of the villain and that final scene, the entire show just does it so incredibly well. Every single character gets a moment to shine. Every single character gets some development. Every single character's final moments in this show, whether they were to die or whether they just move on to whatever they're doing, it feels meaningful. There is a purpose to it. And it's gut-wrenching. It's fucking gut-wrenching. And at the end of every single episode, I was just like, oh, what the fuck is going on? I need to see more. Click. I just fucking binged the whole thing. It was that good. Also, we have to talk about the music. Lads, ladies, the music in Arcane may possibly have my favourite soundtrack of all time. Of all time. I'm normally just an orchestral guy. I'm the kind of person that says Hans Zimmer's the best fucking musician fucking for films and TV shows. Ludwig Göransson, I always struggle to say his name. The guy that did Assassin's Creed Revelations, who did Tenet, etc., is also Oppenheimer as well. You know, some of the best composers in the industry. But I swear to God, I need to let it settle a little bit. But Arcane may just be the best soundtrack I have heard for a show. It's fucking phenomenal, man. It's phenomenal, man. I wish more people would just listen to it and watch it, please. Please, 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 just click off the video and go watch it. Even if you have watched it, go rewatch it, please. I beg of you. It's sick. It's so good. Right, I better leave it there because I don't want to spoil anything. I don't want to spoil a single damn thing. I'm only going to show you the trailers and some clips of specific moments of the show. But just, if anything, go away from this video and just watch it. Just watch it. That's all I need to say. Because if I spoil anything, any plot point, it will ruin your experience. Because every plot point needs to be delivered to you in the way the creators intended. Okay, this isn't one of those shows where you could spoil a little bit and just move on. It's not one of them. Every single piece of plot, every single piece of writing, every single character beat, every single piece of music, it is all vital to deliver this story that they deliver in Arcane. And to be honest with you, I'm kind of pissed off they're making season 2. The way the show ends, I fucking love it. I love how open it ends, how many plot points kind of where you get closure, but you also don't get closure, and there's so much more to it. I kind of wish they didn't make a season 2, but at the same time, come on, we need more Arcane, because this show is sick. I'm just happy I didn't have to wait 3 years like everyone else. This was the Sticky Man. I really appreciate you all watching. Like the video if you did. Stick with the Sticky Man by subscribing. I need to get that right. And yeah, just thank you for watching, man. It's really hot in here for some reason. Cheerio.